just like me, you've just graduated university. Yep. I wanted to very quickly just get your take on how you think blended learning has been. It's obviously a very big topic, not just for us as students, but also politically as well. How do you think the last year has gone in terms of blended learning? Do you prefer it to in-person stuff? What's your overall take?
Well, to that question, I would say, like, functionally speaking, I think blended learning isn't too bad, because some of the positive aspects of it is that, you know, you can sort of just attend lectures and seminars from your bed, which is, like, obviously very convenient for people. And obviously, instead of, you know, if you want to meet up with a tutor or anything like that, you know, it's very easy. You literally just book a Zoom appointment instead of, you know, traveling around campus to sort of find their office. I would say the only sort of obviously negative part of blended learning is that it, you know, it can feel very contactless, in the sense that you don't, you know, you're not really meeting with your friends like every day, and you're not actually speaking to your lecturers face to face. So in that sense, it, you know, it can be a little bit daunting, and, you know, you can find yourselves sometimes a little bit isolated because of that. But I definitely think there's sort of some features of it which can be carried over into next year, definitely, though, particularly with, you know, scheduling appointments with your tutors like online and stuff like that. I'd say that's definitely something which can be carried. So overall, I don't think it's too bad, but yeah, I think sometimes it can be a little bit isolating because you're stuck in your bedroom doing stuff online.
Yeah, the point about isolation, I think, is really key, because especially at the start of the last year, there was a lot of students returning to uni, but then they were stuck in their rooms all the time. And so it just dented the whole experience. But actually, if you look at the individual aspects, like seminars, maybe not seminars, maybe they were a bit pointless, to be honest, let's be real. But actually, in terms of, like, you were saying, like, booking appointments with tutors and lecturers, I think that's something that has got to carry forward, undoubtedly, because that's such an efficient way of meeting with lecturers. It's much more efficient. You book in a slot, you're both there. No more waiting outside the office. It's just, you know, it's not needed, you know. It's much easier to do it virtually.
Definitely.
And I think lectures as well. Isn't it funny how before the pandemic, the university would say, you must attend lectures in person. Lecture capture is not a replacement for attending in person. And then soon as COVID hits, it's like, well, actually, remote lectures from home are just as good as in-person lectures. Funny how that shifts.
Yeah, right? Very funny. And very funny how they're both worth the same as well in terms of our tuition fees, both pre-pandemic and during the pandemic as well. They've sort of been equated like that.
Well, it's funny because there's some universities, I think, this September that are going to keep online lectures after, you know, pandemic has sort of like gone down, after vaccinations and stuff. They're going to keep online lectures, and they're going to keep the tuition fee at 9.25k, which I think is outrageous.
Throughout this whole pandemic, like, students have been treated atrociously, I would say.
Definitely. Yeah, I'd agree. And I think you can keep the blended learning stuff. I think the universities can keep it, but I think they should lower the fees to like 7.5, for example. Then you can keep it. But I don't think September there'll be any excuse for keeping remote learning at the same tuition fee price. So that's definitely one to look out for. And I think the government's actually going to be coming out with plans about tuition fees in the future and things like that. So we will just wait and see how that pans out, but something definitely that we've got to keep an eye on moving forward.